The 23 richest people in Africa have a combined net worth of over $73.9 billion, with Aliko Dangote topping the list with a net worth of $12.6 billion of Africa's 54 countries. Only 7 nations have billionaires. No women feature on this list this year. Aliko Dangote of Nigeria is the richest person in Africa. The self-made 63-year-old cement tycoon founded and chairs Dangote Cement, the African continent's largest cement producer. So in this video, we're gonna tell you about a luxury lifestyle of billionaires in Africa. The video is gonna be amazing, so make sure you stick till the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Rich people are everywhere, and they can have something to say about the level of economic development in their home countries. Afrasia Bank and New World Wealth have just published the 2019 Africa Wealth Report, which includes North Africa and African island states in the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. It identifies the continent's 6 wealthiest cities, defined as total individual private wealth equities, real estate, businesses, fewer liabilities. They are Johannesburg, Cape Town, Cairo, Lagos, Durban, and Nairobi. 3 of the 6 cities are in South Africa, which, notwithstanding the smaller island nations, is the continent's most developed, with a largely diversified economy increasingly based on knowledge. Wealth in Lagos tends to be tied directly or indirectly to oil and financial services. Nairobi, for its part, is a major regional economic hub for East Africa. In the South African cities, rich people are concentrated in certain suburbs, Sandton for Johannesburg, or Clifton and Bishop's Court for Cape Town, for example. Rather than in the center, in Lagos, wealth is concentrated on Victoria Island and its extensions, and Ikoyi in Nairobi, Karen. The report finds that total wealth over the past decade has increased by 14%, but its growth has been held back by relatively weak economic performances in South Africa, Nigeria, and Egypt. The report finds that there are 23 billionaires living in Africa. The report identifies Mauritius as having the highest per capita wealth at $31,000, with South Africa second at $11,500. In general, Africa is a continent of extreme inequality, which reduces the utility of average per capita wealth calculations. South Africa, despite its wealth, is ranked as the most unequal country in the world. About 42% of total wealth in Africa is held by 140,000 high net worth individuals, defined as those with assets of at least $1 million. Even the richest of African cities are home to great numbers of people living in poverty. Lagos, the 4th wealthiest city in Africa, is also one of the poorest cities in the world, in a country with the largest absolute number of people in poverty. In Africa, as elsewhere in the world, the wealthiest have come through the pandemic just fine. The continent's 18 billionaires are worth an average of $4.1 billion, 12% more than a year ago, driven in part by Nigeria's surging stock market. For the 10th year in a row, Aliko Dangote of Nigeria is the continent's richest person, worth $13.6 billion, up by $2 billion from last year's list, thanks to a roughly 30% rise in the share price of Dangote Cement, by far his most valuable asset. The second richest is Nassif Sawiris of Egypt, whose largest asset is a nearly 6% stake in sportswear maker Adidas. At number 3, Nikki Oppenheimer of South Africa, who inherited a stake in diamond firm De Beers and ran the company until 2012, when he sold his family's 40% stake in De Beers to mining giant Anglo American for $5.1 billion. The biggest gainer this year is another Nigerian cement tycoon, Abdul Rabiu. Remarkably, shares of his Bua Cement plc, which was listed on the Nigeria Stock Exchange in January 2020, have doubled in value in the past year. That pushed Rabiu's fortune up by an extraordinary 77% to $5.5 billion. One thing to note, Rabiu and his son together own about 97% of the company, giving the company a tiny public float. The Nigerian Stock Exchange requires that either 20% or more of a company's shares be floated to the public, or that the floated shares are worth at least 20 billion naira, about $50 million, or paltry sum to be sure. A spokesman for the Nigerian Stock Exchange told Forbes that Bua Cement meets the second requirement. Forbes discounts the value of stakes when the public float of a company is less than 5%. Aliko Dangote. Dangote is the biggest business brand on the African continent and indisputable Africa's pride. He's also among the top 100 richest personalities in the world. The Nigerian-born billionaire has interests in commodities in Nigeria and other African countries. Dangote's business interests encompass many industries, including oil and gas, consumer goods, and manufacturing. However, Dangote Cement makes up the majority of the conglomerate's revenue, of which Dangote owns 85%. According to Forbes magazine, the subsidiary produces 45.6 million metric tons of cement every year and operates in 10 African countries. Dangote also owns the world's third-largest sugar refinery. As of March 31, 2021, Dangote Cement Group reported quarterly revenue of 332.7 billion Nigerian nairas, approximately $808.5 million. At 61, Dangote isn't getting younger, as he recently said after the completion of his $12 billion refinery project, he'll take back a seat from the boards of his conglomerate and take a wife. Nikki Oppenheimer. South African billionaire, businessman, and philanthropist Nikki is currently the richest man in South Africa. He was formerly the chairman of De Beers Diamond Mining Company and of its subsidiary, the Diamond Trading Company, and former deputy chairman of Anglo American. The diamond powerhouse believes Africa can do it all on its own without the backings of Western governments. He was formerly the chairman of De Beers Diamond Mining Company and of its subsidiary, the Diamond Trading Company, and former deputy chairman of Anglo American. He's the third richest man in Africa. What does Nikki Oppenheimer do for a living? In 2003, the Technikon Witwatersrand awarded Oppenheimer an honorary doctorate. He received the Presidential Order of Honor 2004 from the former president of Botswana, Festus Mogae, and an honorary fellowship 2009 from the London Business School. If Nikki has to spend his money in dollars and spent $1 million per day, his money would run out in over 20 years. Johan Rupert, the South African-born entrepreneur, is the eldest son of business tycoon Anton Rupert and his wife, Hubert. He owns the Swiss-based luxury goods company Richemont, as well as the South African-based company Remgro. He shocked the world in 2005 when the British design magazine Wallpaper described the Afrikaans language as one of the ugliest languages in the world. Rupert responded by withdrawing in advertising for his company's brands such as Cartier, Van Cleef & Arpels, Montblanc, and Alfred Dunhill from the magazine. According to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Johan Rupert is the 274th richest man in the world. He is clear of compatriot Nikki Oppenheimer, the heir to the De Beers fortune, who sits in 348th place. They are the only two South African citizens to feature on this list, and both have seen their personal fortunes grow over the last 12 months. However, whereas Oppenheimer's estimated wealth has risen by $725 million in that time, his total net worth of about $7.1 billion is now comfortably eclipsed by what's in the bank account of his rival investment tycoon. Nassif Sawiris. The Sawiris family is the richest family in Egypt, with vast investments and companies in nearly all sectors of the nation's economy. The patriarch of the Sawiris family is Onsi Sawiris. The 90-year-old business magnate started his business in 1950 and has successfully transferred it to his two sons Nassif and Naguib. Nassif is the current richest person in Egypt. He owns 30% of OCI, a Guylian, Netherlands-based construction contractor, and 27% of Dubai-based Orascom Construction, an infrastructure and engineering group. His other assets include stakes in the sportswear company Adidas and Lafarge Holcim, the world's biggest cement maker. In 2015, he caught the world's attention after offering to buy a Mediterranean island from Greece or Italy at a price range between $10 to $100 million and built a new country from scratch. He has said in a tweet that he'll host migrants and provide jobs in the new country. Nassif Sawiris owns and runs Orascom Construction, the construction arm of the Sawiris family business. Nassif Sawiris and Aliko Dangote share similarities in the sense that they both enjoy immense support from the Egyptian and Nigerian governments respectively. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video.